Hello, my fellow FNAF fans! We all have things we want, don't we? Things that would make your experience with something a little bit better, right? Or, in some instances, not having them actively destroys you on the inside and makes you go crazy that you don't receive it. What was that opening? Anyways, that leads me into this video. There are just some things in the FNAF series that I really want, super badly. Things that not only would make the gameplay experience much better, but also enhance both the story and the future of the games in huge and amazing ways. Before I start, obviously these are simply my dreams and I will be explaining why I really want them. And if you disagree with what I dream in the FNAF community, that's totally fine. Absolutely chill with different opinions and talking about them in the comments. Also, this video will be in no particular order, except for the last one, which is the one that I want by far the most of all. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Starting with number 1, Circus Baby Villainy. If you've been watching some of my recent videos, this probably did not come as a surprise to you. I've been very vocal in how I not only believe Elizabeth, in some form or another, will be our next future villain in the games, but I also want it to happen so unbelievably badly. Sister Location is my favorite FNAF game. It has such an amazing atmosphere, the new lore added was amazing, the addition of introducing the Afton family once and for all was incredible, the story was absolutely phenomenal, and of course, the characters were excellent. Sister Location consists of some of my favorite FNAF characters of all time. Circus Baby, Ballora, and obviously... However, by the time FNAF 6 rolls around, Circus Baby just immediately dies. If there is one thing that I think this series did severely wrong by FNAF 6, it was the severe underuse of a character that was developed like crazy in the game just prior. So, not only do I feel justice for Elizabeth to come back, I also think that it would be insanely awesome. Circus Baby is well known for being a manipulator. She manipulates Michael into allowing her to leave the underground bunker, she manipulates Ennard to do what she wants, and if all the theories are correct, she is the one manipulating the events of Security Breach. Not only that, her tragedy of dying super young is what gives her the motive to be so evil in a world that is often so cruel. Her relationship with her father to make her proud would also be fitting the mark, and her whole purpose of escaping the bunker by nearly killing her own brother would be an absolute masterpiece. There are so many reasons why Elizabeth should be the next villain of the series and why it is one of my Five Nights at Freddy's dreams. Number 2, the Vanny Meter. When I first played Security Breach, the most excitement I had was finally to have fun defending myself against the new villain of the game, Vanny. I'd been looking forward to it ever since I saw her design back in Help Wanted Curse of Dreadbear, and I was expecting there to be a huge role for her in FNAF Security Breach. However, when the game came out, I'm sure you guys could probably understand my disappointment when I found out that Vanny only appears in a total of 4 places in the entire game. Once in the main lobby, once in the atrium, once in the sewers, and once in Phaser Blast for her boss fight. And if we're counting Vanessa, she appears literally once in Rockstar Row. That's it. Obviously, that's horrible, especially when her build up to the game in the trailers was absolutely epic. I mean, just take a look at this clip from the Security Breach trailer in October of 2021.
Novelty glasses, a voucher for 1 free soda refill, and where you will sign a legal disclaimer releasing us of all liability for anything that might have happened during your visit. Have an awesome night, and we'll see you again soon.
However, a few weeks after the game had come out, I'd been messing around with a thing called the debug menu, which is basically a panel that allows you to cheat in basically whatever you want in the game. And one of the options is a thing called the Vanny Meter. Clearly, it was an unfinished product, because it would fill up once you activate it, but Vanny will never come and attack you. What this does do, though, is prove that Vanny had been planned to have a much larger role in the series. So, my dream is this: to include some way to have Vanny either appear in more places in Security Breach so the game can actually be harder, scarier, and more fun, or include the Vanny Meter. The original intent was to have Vanessa leave the room and come back as Vanny once the bar had filled up. If this is the case, then Vanessa starts out as a security guard in what it seems to be every single area in the Pizzaplex after 2 AM. Then, if you don't make it to the next room in time, then Vanny will come and attack you. Even with modifications of my proposal or whatever, this is definitely something that needs to be happening, needs to happen, and is one of my biggest dreams in the FNAF series. Number 3, a William Afton origin story. William Afton murders kids. This is something we already know, clearly. Whether it's 12 or 16 or 25 or 4,394, it doesn't matter. We know William Afton murders kids. However, the question we've had since the beginning is, why? I mean, yes, we have many clues as to why. He started by murdering Charlie, and very possibly found out that agony produces remnant that makes him immortal. Or he gets extremely drunk from juniors and therefore goes and murders a bunch of kids at Freddy's. But this is all speculation. None of it is answered. And here's the thing. We have never been answered this question. We are getting near to the end of William Afton's story because he will probably likely die in the Ruin DLC, and yet we never understood what truly sparked his whole evil spree. Even after his death and being tortured for a really long time, he still decides to be evil. However, a William Afton origin story may very well be a thing in the near future, considering that the creators of the FNAF Security Breach recently have said that they would be open for a Fredbear's Family Diner game, and therefore going back to the roots of the FNAF story. This, to me, would be really awesome for the community and is one of my biggest dreams in FNAF. Number 4, for the FNAF movie to be in the games. The FNAF movie is showing huge strides in its production. In fact, we can already make a huge assumption on what the movie will be about based on the leaks, and these leaks are everywhere right now. Reddit, Discord, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. These leaks are almost impossible to ignore, and yet they are showing some really insane things that are going to happen. However, not only do I wish for the movie to be good, and from what I'm seeing, I have pretty high expectations, I also wish for it to be in the games. See, if the FNAF movie is not in the games, there will be a total of 4 different continuities in the FNAF universe. This is extremely hard to keep up and manage. If the FNAF movie is in the games, not only would it keep things really smooth, but it would also show what truly went on in the games. As a community, FNAF has been piecing together the series bit by bit to make it a definitive timeline on what happened in the games. However, if the FNAF movie comes out and is part of the games, we can put the speculation behind us for FNAF 1 and, from the leaks, FNAF 4. It would also show us exactly what we got right, what we got wrong, and simply what is still speculation. It would show us what truly was important and what we don't really need to care about or focus on anymore. As someone in the FNAF community who really only cares about the story and the timeline, if the FNAF movie is in the games, it will give us a clear understanding what actually happened during the 1993 and 1983 events. And yes, I say 1983 events because it seems as though most of the movie will be flashbacks to that time, with a bunch of spoilers that I will not get into here. Regardless, the FNAF movie being in the games is definitely one of my top dreams in the FNAF universe. And lastly, this one is probably not a surprise to many people, but number 5, the true answer to the Foxy Grid. Now, many people, in their minds, believe that the Foxy Grid has already been answered at this point. The answer is Evan Afton from the altered text responding to the faded messages in the survival logbook. However, I was a never believer in that being the bite victim's name. I always believed that the name of the bite victim could never be truly revealed unless proven otherwise. However, after this whole movie casting situation, I am now 100% sure that the bite victim's name is not Evan, therefore proving that the Foxy Grid answer was wrong. This does contain spoilers, so if you want to skip ahead, I recommend you do it now. See, for those who don't know, in the casting of the FNAF movie, there's a character cast for the actor Lucas Grant. Lucas Grant, one of the members needed to play a pretty decent role in the movie, was cast as Garrett. Now, there are way too many similarities between Lucas and the bite victim. Brown eyes, similar hair, and 5 years old. Not only that, but the actor by the name of Wyatt Parker was also cast, and in one of his Instagram pictures, he is seen eating pizza with Lucas, therefore implying they share a bunch of scenes together. And if you can't see the bite victim and Michael casting here, then you have to be blind. This is almost undeniable. Either way, from what I can see from the casting of the movie, the bite victim's name is Garrett. End of story. So, back to the Foxy Grid. This means that the solution was wrong. I already had a feeling that it was wrong in the first place, but this was just the icing on top. Ever since then, this grid has driven me absolutely insane. Back in 2021, when I had gotten back into FNAF after a really long time, this was something that I wanted to solve so badly. I spent hours and hours trying to solve it, but as expected, I came up empty. I was basically MatPat for a few weeks there. I literally tried everything. I tried to use 2 sets of alphabet grids and a Visionaire Cipher. I tried everything, making numbers of every single Foxy, unscrambling letters, connecting letters to the games, using the number messages, security breach arcade games, the number in which the games take place. I tried everything, and yet I came up with nothing. Ever since 2021, it has been my lifelong dream to know the true answer to this stupid grid, and once I solve it, I will have felt complete in my journey in FNAF. There is nothing I want more in the series than for this stupid Foxy grid to be answered, and I stand by that 100%. But anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, share it with a friend, and heck, if you know anyone huge in the FNAF community, share it with them, because we need to know the answer to this stupid Foxy grid. Either way, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, peace out.